Okay. We're here. This is Radio Free Flint. This is Arthur Bush hosting your podcast episode, and today we have a good one for you. This is Len Exline, who is from Junior Central, and he is an expert on cars that used to be driven at Safetyville. Welcome.
Oh, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Thank you for taking a few minutes out of your time. We're talking to Lee from Iowa, just outside of Des Moines, Iowa. And he has a website. Tell us that the Facebook page, so people if they're interested, they can go to it.
The Facebook page is Powered Promotional Cars, JR Central Powered Promotional Cars. I also have a regular web page, also jrcentral.com. Facebook page seems to be the most active. It takes a lot less work for me to update it. So that's a good source for conversations regarding the vehicles, and I deal with a lot more than just the cars that were used at Safteyville.
So Lee, you handle or specialize in these, you call them promotional cars. So most of us here in Flint that are of a certain age have had a lot of experience with those little cars because we went to Safetyville, which was located in Kearsley Park and was operated by the IMA, which was an adjunct, that was a very historic organization. I don't know if you're aware of that, Lee, but they go way back to the 20s, since General Motors was founded, and they're a benevolent association. So they ran this program for children in teaching them traffic safety and such. But tell us a little bit about these cars. Give us a little bit about the history of them.
Okay, well, powered promotional cars, and I want to specify powered there because I deal primarily with the ones that are powered by motive force, either gasoline or electric powered. They're often called pedal cars, but they don't really have pedals other than a gas pedal and a brake pedal. One of the first ones that was put out by Power Car Company of Mystic, Connecticut in 1955. They had, just after the war, been producing pedal-powered cars that really didn't look like cars. They had one that was kind of styled like a car, but the true powered promotional car, which are styled after an actual vehicle available through manufacturer, was first out in 1955 with the Thunderbird Jr. And the Thunderbird Jr. was made by the Power Car Company of Mystic, Connecticut, and they had a fiberglass body with an electric drive. And come 1957, they also offered them with a gas-powered version. The company produced cars up to 1967 and changed their models every year to match the full-size cars. They worked in coordination with the Ford Motor Company and also with Chrysler Corporation, because they made a Plymouth Fury Jr. also for 1958, 59, and 60. But the ones that were used at the Safetyville there in Flint were a modified version of the 1955-56 Thunderbird Jr. After the newer Thunderbirds came out in 57, 58, and so forth, they took the old molds that were used for the Thunderbird and modified the front end a little and modified the taillights, changed them around, but used the same bumpers front and rear as the old Thunderbird Juniors. Used the same frame as those. And those were available to dealers or other companies, and if you had the cash, you could buy them too, but they were definitely not a cheap toy.
So they put what you're saying is they put a Ford car in the middle of General Motors company town.
Yep, by changing out the style on the front and the rear end of it. Yep.
They changed the rear end just so that it wouldn't look like a Ford?
Yep. If you compare... You look at the front end, they squared off the headlights, they changed out the taillights, but the full base of it is a 1955-56 Thunderbird.
Now, those cars that were found at Safetyville, they had limited speed, obviously. How did they limit the speed?
The early ones, the electric ones, were 6-volt motors that used a Ford starter motor, and they would run only 5 miles per hour.
Yeah, and then they went to a gas-powered model then.
Yep, the Corvair Monza. There was a prototype car that was put out that was made by the Rupp company, and Rupp had a gas-powered version. But the early ones were electric-powered, do 5 miles an hour, and it was all or nothing. There was I don't know, if you're old enough, you'll know trucks. They used to have a button on the floor. You'd step on it, and the starter motor would gauge. Well, this had the same thing on the floor of those cars. You step on it, engage the starter motor, and send the car running. Top speed 5 miles an hour, and then when you let off of it, it went to nothing.
Right. So the ones
brake on the left side.
So most of us that were. What happened today? Just so we can fill in the rest of the crowd here, I posted a page off of Facebook that was Lee's Facebook page, and it got a rise out of the kids that I went to high school with, and I even sent it to the kids I went to elementary school with, and I didn't realize I'd get 500 messages on my phone. Yeah. It kind of went viral. So we don't remember, at least I don't remember if it was electric or gas. You probably could tell us that.
Oh yeah, I can look at some of the pictures from there and tell you exactly. Let me pull up my folder on my computer here and look at any one of them. And the telltale sign's going to be the trunk lid. And if I pop that open and take a look, there are no holes in the trunk lid for the gas motor to breathe.
I see. So they're electric then.
Those are electric, the early ones. And then, of course, when you got into the one that looks more like a Corvette, the Corvair, that Corvair is a gas-powered unit.
So the vehicles are produced, and at that time they were produced for demonstration of some kind. I don't understand why they would produce them at all.
Well, the power car company produced them for the manufacturers, and they would also be used like chip companies, Pepsi, Coca-Cola. Let me see, a number of the cereal companies use them for promotions. They were basically your mousetrap. Any car dealer will tell you the worst part of selling a car is getting people in the dealership. And these work by getting the people in the dealership, usually drug in by their kids, so they can get a test drive in one. Well, then after they were done producing the 55, 56, and they moved on to the 57, the old bodies, body molds for the 55, 56 Thunderbird were no longer used, so they modified them slightly and produced a generic version. The generic versions were available as pace car, police car. They had even, as a matter of fact, if you look at the taillights of the ones that were used at Safetyville, they're little fireman's helmets. The fireman's helmets were the lights that went on it was a little fire truck, basically. On the back end of it, there was a place where you would mount one of those sprayers you'd use for spraying bugs, and that was your water source to put out the fire. One kid would drive, another kid would stand on the back, and there'd be a little ladder back where you'd hold on. And those are that they even came out with little helmets with them. But the taillights look like a little fireman's helmet. And they used that version, those taillights, on these pace cars for these programs.
So the cars themselves, now we also see those, I used to be a politician, so I got to be in a lot of parades in my life. Over 20 some odd years, I've been in God knows how many parades, but the Shriners take these little cars and they do like all kinds of maneuvers out there. They wonder how they don't get injured doing this, but are those the same kind of car that they're using?
They are. The ones that were used at Safetyville are a little small, so they won't fit adults, but later version made by that same company, Power Car, will fit adults.
What did one of those cars cost?
Well, let's see. The 1965 Mustang Junior I have committed to my memory. The pedal car was $12.95. The gas-powered promotional car, the power by Power Car Company, was $537. That'll give you an idea of the cost on them. They were not cheap.
Wow.
And got original sales bulletins on the company, and I can tell you exactly what they paid for those cars.
So let's say you and I were going to go in business and we were going to start Safetyville all over again. What would it cost to get a fleet of those cars? Now we probably wouldn't use gas, right? We'd probably.
Nowadays, the available electric motors are so much better, and it's definitely worth going that way. You can control them, you can cut down the speed on them. The old ones, like they produced back then, they were either feast or famine, full speed or nothing, and they only went 5 miles an hour. Well, nowadays, you can get a lot better than that. Matter of fact, 2 cars were produced for the latest Pee Wee Herman movie. In the movie, one was made for the Pee Wee himself and one was made for the stunt driver. Those were modern electric drivetrains and would do 45 miles an hour with
Lord.
you 6 inches off the ground.
Yeah, we don't want that for our Safetyville if we're going to make one with a bunch of little kids.
No, but
it
there's
was always,
not a lot.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's not a lot of these molds available to enable to reproduce them. I do have some of the Mustang molds, the original factory molds, and Thunderbird molds. So I've got the 57 Thunderbird mold, but I don't have the 55, 56. And
So
I have the 50.
do you make these on a custom basis? You're using fiberglass, I assume? Or
I'm using fiberglass. I've got a gentleman that makes the fiberglass parts for me. I make all the little pieces and parts, the windshields, the hubcaps, the steering wheels, and all those other little pieces. I don't remake them as a whole. I'm just too busy with what I'm doing. But I have enough where people could put one together.
So you didn't answer my question. How much, if we were going to go in business, how much would it cost us to get a fleet of cars for Safetyville?
To get a running operating car is going to be about $4,000
A piece?
per car. Yep.
Oh my!
Yeah, they're not cheap. They're highly detailed, unlike a lot of other cars. So it takes a long to hand lay in the fiberglass, plus all the other parts. And I know what they paid for Pee Wee's cars, and those are parts I provided, and a company in California put them together.
So you do provide for the entertainment industry or the movie industry where they need some help.
I've done that. I've provided Pizza Hut. Their first ever television commercial was 1965, called Putt Putt to Pizza Hut, and they used a 65 Mustang Junior in it. And Pizza Hut Corporation recently purchased enough to build 3 cars, one for their corporate office and 2 for executives. Grandparents are my biggest customers. You know, they like buying them with the excuse of they're for the grandkids. Well, the grandfather can buy them too. If you're skinny enough,
we had a guy in Flint, and he bought a bunch of them for his backyard and created a track back in his backyard. And all the kids from near and far in Flushing, Fred Salem, made this track, and he had it all set up just like it was like a Safetyville. I was amazed.
I have pictures of kids standing in line waiting for a chance to drive in one.
Oh,
when we got one of those, they were king cheese. They ran the roost.
How did you get interested in this business? It's an interesting sidelight here.
Well, I'm a DeSoto collector, and years ago I had a 1957 DeSoto Adventure convertible. And I was looking for the junior version of that. They didn't make one in 57, but they made one in 58 called the DeSoto Firemite. It ran a 3-horse Briggs & Stratton motor and was 7 feet long, and they're very rare. It took me 20 years to find one. Well, in trying to find one of those, I started researching junior cars in general, and I found in Detroit, actually, a 1967 Mustang Junior gas-powered car. And I decided to buy it. And when I bought it, I found out that nobody made restoration parts. Nobody. So I taught myself to make the parts that I needed. I needed a windshield. I taught myself how to make those. I needed a steering wheel. I taught myself how to do molds and make the steering wheels, taillight lenses, headlight lenses, hubcaps. And basically, as I needed parts for my car, other people would say, well, can you make one for my car?
So
And
do you have a track in your backyard?
no. No. Matter of fact, I can't even fit in any of these. I'm 6'7", and I'm a big. Yeah, I'm 6'7" and over 400 pounds.
So
I can fit in Jaguars, but
you
that's
have a lot of kids that ride these.
0 grandkids, but I have a hell of a good time taking them to car shows.
I bet. Well, let's switch subject here for just a second. Now, the vehicles that you had pictures of, though, some of those, I assume, probably not all of them, but some of them were from Safetyville. And
yes,
and at that time, the concept of Safetyville was not unique. Flint wasn't the only place in the nation that had such a thing.
No, there was another program pretty much exactly the same in Illinois, in Danville, Illinois. There was another one in Tampa, and I think there was another one in Louisiana. I've got just a little bit of information on. A lot of these things, there's not a lot of information on junior cars in general, and these safety programs, it just seems that they happen, and then they're gone. The Flint one's been extremely active.
It's what?
The Flint one's been very active on Facebook. A lot of participation from people that were there and remember it. But other locations, they didn't last as long.
Right. Now, on that subject, Lee, you said in your post there that you were looking for pictures of Safetyville, and particularly you're interested in the cars. That's your interest. A lot of people who responded, by the way, we had, several thousand, at least a couple thousand people looked at this stuff. I'm amazed at what happens on the internet. And as a consequence, a bunch of them said, oh, I got they saved their driver's license. So I'm trying to get
some people. I've had some people actually donate their image. All I basically want is an image. And I share this information on my Facebook page and on the website in order to try to educate people, because so often people say, oh, it's a pedal car. No, it's not a pedal car. And I like to educate people about this part of automotive collecting that's kind of been forgotten. It's gone, it's lost, and there's not a lot of information out there on them.
Yeah. Well, they don't call this a vehicle city for nothing where we live. So the people here who are interested in cars and know a lot about them, and we have some of the top experts in the world here that archive this information as well. Lee, so what you're really looking for is that maybe somebody in that bunch had taken pictures at a birthday party or whatever, and if they have some just of the cars, you'd be interested in looking at them.
You bet. I know a lot of people's grandmothers took them down there to take a ride. I love to have more pictures to document the history on them. Any junior cars, even I've got old videos hosted on that website that are shot from parades from many years ago. And anything you got with junior cars, share it. I put it out there. I don't make any money off of it. It's all out there to share and get the conversation going between people that are interested in the subject.
When you became interested in these cars, was Safetyville still in operation?
No. Been doing these cars for probably 25 years. And Safetyville was gone by then. And
since I live in Tampa Bay area a good part of the year, whereabouts was that village of traffic safety?
Safety Village in Tampa. Let me see if I can come up with. They used a Scotty special. Let me see if I can find an address for you.
We'll exchange that after our show is over here.
Okay.
Well, Lee, I appreciate your time. How safe were those cars? Because my little sister rammed me in the back many times with that at Safetyville, and she wasn't supposed to do that.
Well, they got some weight behind them, so if they hit you, they're going to give you a thunk. Matter of fact, the DeSotos I talked about, one of the gentlemen here in Iowa, I tracked down photos of him in his DeSoto Firemite years ago, and I finally got to talk to him, and he sent me pictures of the car, and I asked him whatever happened to that thing. While he was gone to school, his dad gave it away, and the day after, his sister ran over the neighborhood. A lot of them suffered that fate. I've had many people tell me I had to help Dad pick it up and throw it in the dumpster because he got it tired of it being in the way.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
Well,
they were rare when they were new. They're even more rare now.
So the do you see a revival of these for purposes of teaching young people how to drive and because one of the ladies today that was on the on one of these websites talking back about this series of pictures you had, said, "Stop, look, and listen." That was what she remembered from Safetyville, and that's a pretty good lesson when you're crossing the road. Do you see any way this might be revived in some form or fashion?
With all the liabilities and you with a legal background, you would understand there's so much with people wanting to sue that I find it very difficult to see a community doing that. And it would be a rather large investment, as it was when it first came out. Power car company first started pushing the idea of these Safetyville type areas in 1958.
So basically, the idea that the people of Genesee County, Greater Flint area, or Detroit, want, even with all their rich history, they probably wouldn't be able to do that again unless the Mods or somebody the foundation, maybe Ford Foundation or somebody, bestowed a whole lot of money to do it. It's not practical.
Yeah. It'd take a significant amount of money, the land to do it, the people to man it. They had a heck of a program there in Flint where they had the police working with kids, and it did a heck of a good thing for the community in teaching the kids safety, road safety. And
right.
So the people I've seen discussing the topic from Flint said that that's where they learned how to drive.
Yes, well, we learned the rules to stop anyway. Having been the prosecutor, not stopping is usually one of the biggest causes of fatalities, not speed. But anyway, I'm running out of questions. Oh, I wanted to, you have tried all over the country to make connections with places that had these little villages, safety villages. I'm just using that term. And you said Flint was the most active in terms of its love and affection for Safetyville?
The time frame that it operated, it looked like it operated for a long time, and how interactive the community was with it. They seemed to be the biggest I've found so far. The closest was Danville, Illinois. Danville, Illinois also did the program and also had the police officers involved, and they used the mini Mustangs, but they didn't do it for as many years as Flint did.
Oh, yeah. Well, Lee, thank you a million. I promised I wouldn't keep you up all night. I know it's getting late, and I wish you the best. I really appreciate your time. I can't emphasize that enough. And I hope as you keep going, we can get you connected to some people here in Flint, archivists and so forth, because I'm pretty sure that someplace out there they have the photographs. We'll put you in touch with some of those individuals.
Love to find that information and share it. Sharing
Yes.
is the big thing so people can learn and remember.
Yes, we have Sloan Museum, as I was mentioning to you earlier, which is an automotive and history museum of our city. And I know they have some stuff there. And then we have Kettering, which has an automobile archive, which is, I think, one of the largest in the world of its kind. So in any event, thank you, Lee. And now that we're all still locked up, just for a little while longer, we can just be patient and stay home, and then we'll be out there ready to romp when the sun comes out and it's a little warmer, right?
Sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you, sir. Have a good evening.
Have a good night. This is Radio Free Flint. Arthur Bush. We're signing out. Over and out. Take care. Bye-bye.